Hey, how you doing? This is John. Welcome to John's Long Box. Today we're looking at Thunder #1, not Thunder Agents. Thunder. This is a different series. Again, so I've been showing all the #1s of all the various Thunder Agents comics, and I make no bones about it. This is my least favorite, and I probably wouldn't have showcased this if I wasn't doing a series on Thunder Agents. So this is Michael Sawyer, James Lyle, and Ron Wilbur. I don't know who these people are. I've never seen them before or since. This is Solson Publications. I don't know who this company is. I haven't seen them before or since. So here we go. That's the Thunder logo, but they just took out the agents. And here's their story. And this is 1987. Yes, 1987, Thunder. So it's the future. It's the not so distant future, and Ronald Reagan ruined everything. Don't you hate that? How Ronald Reagan ruined everything? Got rid of the UN. You know, if Ronald Reagan got rid of the UN, he would be my favorite president. But so now the world is crazy. You know, agents going around. You know, the UN was the only thing that was keeping us happy and prosperous, and you know, there's no more countries anymore. You know, but Street Fight. This guy that looks like the nerd from from the Sandlot shows up. I again, I wouldn't even be showcasing this comic if it wasn't for the fact that I'm doing a Thunder Agent series. So street gangs that are like about as tough as street gangs from West Side Story are showing up, and they're fighting in the streets like completely like clean shaven and look like you know, New England yuppies just fighting. But this guy gets shot, and who cares? And this girl is, oh my God, my friend just got shot. They're pulling her away, and they're running away, and that's Lynn Brown is now hiding. And the guy who made out with Mandy Peppercorn from the Sandlot throws a grenade at everybody, and they're hiding. And they run into a building that the door blew up, and you know, they're in pain. What's going on? I can't live like this. The world stinks. You know, if only, you know, there were heroes in this world. And so they're running through Manhattan. They find another ridiculously long gun, and they're breaking into this building to find shelter for the night. And you know what happens? They find this hologram wall. Do you know where this is going? Do you know where this is going? They find this hologram wall, and they go through the hologram, and it takes them to this underground bunker. Holy moly, what's going on? They're exploring. They're finding robots. Robots are activating. They're running and panicking when this guy comes out, and he talks with a fake German accent. Now we cut to this other building, and people are like, look, these alarms went off. It's Thunder Mountain. He's like, what's going on? We send a team to investigate. And this guy's berating them and yelling at them, and he recognizes this is Lynn Brown, the daughter of Len Brown. What are the odds? What are the odds? Why, who's Len Brown? Why, Len Brown is Dynamo from the Thunder Agents. And we all pretty much can figure out who this guy is. So now this is Len Brown as an old man. This is his two daughters. Mother's name is Rachel, who is Rusty, the Iron Maiden. You know, so she's dead. They're visiting the grave, and the two daughters here, and that's one of them growing up. The robots attack. They're freaking out. They're shooting guns at, you know, fighting, and they're proving like they're taking out these sentry guards because, you know, whatever. And it turns out they don't even show it, but that guy was No Man. So No Man is still hiding in Thunder Mountain, being a freaky recluse. So she's like, all right, we got to get out of here, but I need clothes for no reason at all. She's gonna go change her clothes, and she finds this outfit. And she's putting on, what is she doing? She's going, and she finds, what are the odds that she just happens to find her father's costume and Thunderbelt? Just go figure. I mean, fortune, you know. And what does she do? She, you know, they're breaking out all the old costumes and everything, and then No Man is just like, here, I'll help you. He puts on his cape, and here she is. She's the new Dynamo. Da 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 da. It was just terrible. It was short to read. It was a slog to read. The art was passable, but you know, when you talk about comic book, you don't want the art to be passable. You want the art to be exciting and dynamic. If it, you know, that kind of color, that kind of comic book screamed to be in color. The Thunder Agents are 4-color. Their definition of 4-color comics. And for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, I always try to make a policy that every one of my videos is somebody's first video. So I try to explain things. 4-color is like old-fashioned comic books, like comics from the 50s and 60s. And why do they call them 4-color? Because the printers could only really do 4 colors. So it literally was 4 colors. But it became like a term for old-fashioned, like, things were better back then. Why? When I was young, the world was better. The trains ran on time. So it's 4-color comics harken back to the good old days that really never really existed. But the Thunder Agents, I think, are part of that 4-color world. You know, the Wally-Wood Thunder Agents from the 60s. And I will even go so far as to say as the deluxe comics of a few years back. You know, they were, you know, obviously not 4-color because they came out in the 80s, but they were good guys versus bad guys comic books. I don't like this when everybody's ambiguous, when the you know, the Thunder Agents to me should be like old-fashioned. They should be smack of like James Bond, you know, Cold War, or at the very least, if you don't want to have politics in it, the good guys versus the bad guys. And who are the good guys? The Thunder Agents. Who are the bad guys? Spider. That was the name of the organization that they always fought. And that's it. What does Spider want? World domination. And that's it. That's all, you know, and go from there. You know, kind of like Get Smart, you know, control versus chaos. I don't know. You don't really need the politics. But this is just, you know, Ronald Reagan ruined the world, and everything stinks, and blah, 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 you know, and it's everything that I do not want from the Thunder Agents. I dare say that even in my edgiest, punkiest, you know, hoity-toity, pretentious times, I don't think I would have went for this comic book. Why? It just wasn't skillful. You could do anything. You literally could do anything, and if you got the skill to sell it, by all means do it. But this doesn't have the skill. This didn't have the skill to sell. This was supposed to be a 4-issue series. Only 1 issue came out. I think the 2nd issue was already made, but it just never really, it didn't sell. I didn't particularly like it. So, you know, I always say I don't want to showcase comics that I don't like unless I have a reason. Well, this reason was I'm trying to, you know, show all the #1s of all the Thunder Agents. You know, I hope this wasn't too negative. I don't want to be negative. Also, I'd like to point out that I hate saying this, but it's where the world has to be, is I started memberships for the channel. They, you know, when I filled out the paperwork, when I went online and filled out the you know, the questionnaire, it was they had like a whole bunch of tiers. You know, do you want this tier? Do you want that? And I don't know what to do. So I just clicked the bottom tier, $4.99 a month. That money's going to go towards a pool to help hire artists, colorists, inkers, an editor, and whatever unexpected cost maybe to make a comic. So, you know, if you become a member of my channel, you will get an autographed comic when and if this comic ever comes out. It's you know, it's asking you for faith in me and whatever. I also this super chats. I feel like a cam girl talking about this kind of stuff, but that's the way the world is. All right, and tomorrow I will have a live chat at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with Eric July of the Rippaverse. So that's really exciting. Join us with that. That's going to be fun. All right, so I'll see you tomorrow with another video. Bye bye.